Good evening everyone, it is Monday the 11th of May and I'm just going to do my update video for the first week and a bit of Stitch Mania. I was going to do individual videos on a day, but that vlogging style, but that just didn't happen, so I shall just nip on and do a quick vlog here and run through everything I've been working on. I'm Caroline. I can be found on the internet as @CarolineAKemp, on Instagram and Twitter. Caroline is spelt with a K. And show notes go on my blog, which is at carolinescorner.blogspot.com. Right, so starting off, on the 1st of May, I had a new start, which was The Beekeeper by Plum Street Samplers. This, I got the kit when it was market exclusive through Northern Crafts, but I believe Paulette has now released the pattern. Didn't get particularly far with this one because I ended up frogging as much as I stitched. I think this bit here got stitched about 3 or 4 times because I just seemed, for whatever reason that night, to be totally unable to count. However, I've done my random number generator for my whips for this week and it's coming out again. So hopefully I will get more progress, but quite pleased to have that one started. The threads for this one, this are lovely. It's all Weeks Dye Works and the fabric is 35 count Northern Cross linen. Right, I'll move that out of the way and we'll get my next project. The next project I worked on was one called Anniversary Roses it's a sampler class I took with Forget Me Nots in Stitches back in 2010. I've actually not got that far to go on this whip, but I've been stuck on this band here, which is mostly Montenegrin stitch since 2014, but to be fair, it tends to only come out at Maynia time. I actually got 2 nights stitching on this one because the random number generator I'm using to pick whips for me picked it twice, so it got worked on the 2nd of May and on the 9th of May. So yes, I've been working on this never-ending Montenegrin band. I finished off a little bit of the blue in the corner, the dark blue, and have been working on putting in the light knotwork. Quite pleased to have that side done, and hopefully it won't take me too much longer to finish this one. I believe it is coming out up again. It's the random number generators tag is thrown it up for this week as well, so it'd be good to get some real progress in and getting ever closer to finishing that band. It's being stitched in a mix of silks and over-dyed silks and over-dyed cotton, which is a combination Lauren uses quite frequently. I think this is Karen and this is sampler threads. I don't actually have that much to do. I've only got one more verse band and then this big band of roses down the bottom, and then this one will be done. So I have one more sampler to stitch before it gets a slot in my rotation. One more class sampler, but when it does come up in the rotation it won't take long to finish. Right, next. My next project on the 3rd of May was Fruit of the Vine Sampler Hussif by With My Needle. I took this class with Ellen at Fobbles back in 2011. And I'm working on the outside of the Hussif now. When this pulled out, I finished off this bunch of grapes, put a few more leaves in, started the next bunch of grapes. The grapes are all stitched in tent stitch over 1, so they are very time consuming. It's all stitched in dinky dyes with a little bit of DMC, and it's very, very pretty. I've done a few bits of the smalls, the scissor fob that go with the case, and the needle roll, which needs a good press. I'll give you an idea of the other colours that are used in the sampler. Very, very pretty. Very much enjoyed seeing that one again, but it's not been out again. This is a class piece, so I'll have to wait for an empty slot in my rotation. Right, on the 4th of May, I had a new start, which was Pinwheelie by Old Colonial Designs. And here's where I got to. Made a start on the wreath around the outside. Didn't get a lot of stitching time on that one. And the little flowers are all over 1. But very pleased to get it started, and once I get cracking with it, it won't take long. On the 5th, it was this little kit by Jackie du Plessis that I started back in February. Poppy pouch. I didn't get a lot stitched in February, so I just cracked on with the green and got all the way and got half of all the green stems and the leaves stitched. When it comes up in my rotation, it won't take long, and then I get the poppies themselves, or islets, in these beautiful colours, variegated shades of pink. So I don't think that one will take too long once it finally comes up. The next project is one that also got a couple of days. It's a silk gauze project from Krynic that came in a little kit with silk mori and blending filament, designed by Sherry Marie Leck. It's called Christmas Tree Globe. And on this one, I had a little bit of the tree done, but because this got 2 evenings, got all the presents in the bottom, got the tree finished, and I'm starting to work on the globe. I don't have a very good picture of this one, so that's the best I can do. But again, quite happy with how that's grown for 2 nights of working on it. Then on the 7th of May, I worked on Happy Halloween by The Drawn Thread. And I was working my way down the side of this piece. I finished stitching in the stars, put the spider in, got one ghostie in, made a start on the other, and haven't got too much to do before I finish that side. There's just a couple of candy corns to go in after I have when I pick it up, after I finish the ghost. This is being stitched on 28 count country French linen in chocolate, using the specified threads, which are mostly DMC with charcoal weeks, and then there is an alphabet is in a Needle Necessities copper penny, I think it is. I'll have to check. Yeah, copper pennies. Right. And then, piece of course that needs no introduction to any of you if you've watched any of my other videos. I got one night in on Dorothy Walpole. So it was Dorothy in all her glory, back to working on this big flower motif. I'm just filling in the lightest pink which makes for nice mindless stitching. Just there's a lot of it, so it's taking a while. I'm stitching this using the DMC conversion on 40 count Lakeside linen in pearlized barley on their Italian linen base, but I don't think it's a base that's available anymore because I've had this linen for a long time, as I've mentioned when I've done my regular videos. So I hope you've enjoyed this whistle-stop tour of this week's Maynia projects. Tonight I've got a new start that I'm very much looking forward to. It's Blackbird Designs Moon Garden, and then I will be on with whips for the rest of the week. So I'll come back next Monday and let you know what I've managed to get done. Speak to you then. Hope I haven't made you the camera wasn't wobbling too much, so you're not too seasick. I'll speak to you later. Bye bye.